new batch of CCNP Security. So let me just share my screen first. And okay, guys. So this will be our program where we are, starting a new batch for CCNP Security. This is the first demo class. So, like, what we are basically, covering in this particular session regarding security. So this in this session, we'll talk about the training that we are providing you regarding the security, or you can say, uh, starting from the security. So you can this is the you can consider this a starting point from where you can start your journey in security domain. So in this training, we will teach you about the CCNP security stuff from basics to advanced, and covering all the topics that are there in Cisco syllabus for CCNP security to CCI. Although we are not, going in particular deep for CCIE, but yes, this will be, a bridge thing that you can correlate further whenever you are planning to give the lab exam for CCI security. So although we are covering all the topics, and you can consider this as a bridge between your CCNP to CCI security. So now the pattern of the examination related to Cisco uh, security things changes now. So previously you just need to give one exam for CCNP security. So and after that you got the certifications. But now first you need to clear a core exam that is basically concentrate on the topics that are mandatory for you to understand about the Cisco providing the security solutions. So for that, this is the mandatory part. And after that, for the particular concentration exam, you can go ahead and uh, just the uh, I can say the plans that you are concentrating for the futures. So this is the pattern where for first, as I taught in previous slide, you need to go ahead with the core exam, which is S core. And after that, although this is a mandatory to start your journey whenever you're planning for CCNP security, and after that you have the concentration exam. So you can choose any of these. So as you can see, first one is next generation firewall, and the next one is for ICE, then email security appliance, web security appliance, VPN, and Cisco just added a new one, which is CCAT. This is basically for designing and implementing secure cloud access for the users and the endpoints. So here, what we are covering, although we just touch base this thing, we are not going deep into this because this is just introduced by Cisco or added to the concentration exam. So what the topics there is cloud security architecture, user and device security, network and cloud security, application and data security, visibility and the assurance for the end users. So these are the pattern you need to follow if you're planning to do a certification for security. So these are the PCI security. So now we are currently running 6.1 version at Cisco. So what we are actually covering. So if you remember or if you know, like CCIE lab exam is 8-hour hands-on lab that you need to perform at the time of your certifications, and after that you will be getting the badge of CCIE security. So what you will be covering in that 8 hours? So we will be going for the perimeter security, or you can say, the infrastructure that you are covering or that you will be planning to cover as a security engineer. So it will be perimeter security and intrusion prevention. And after that, we have secure connectivity and segmentation. So like how you segmentate the core security patterns that are provided by Cisco via different appliance. And after that, we have infrastructure security, identity management, information exchange, and access control. And at the end, we have advanced threat protection and content. So, guys, these are the pattern that are divided in certain amount of percentage while you're giving the exam. So, I will be sharing you all the detail regarding that. And so, let's talk about what we are covering in this course. So, this course we will be covering Cisco security technologies from scratch. And as I said, we will be starting from very scratch and a deep dive into advanced particles. So we will be covering Cisco ASA, Cisco next generation firewall, which is FTD, firepower, and we will be covering the VPN, which is a very vast topic or a vast section, I can say, while you're preparing for CCNP security. Then there is another joint appliance Cisco introduced, which is Cisco ICE. Then email security appliance, web security appliance, a little part of SDA and Umbrella. Umbrella is a small topic, but this is very much important when we talk about DNS. So we will be covering all those topics from very much scratch and deeping dive to all those appliances that are used by Cisco. So, in CCNP security, I will be covering all those topics. And after that, once you're planning for your CCI security lab, what you need to do, you just need to collab all those particles and you can just get a lab from and just practice upon these things. So these are the, you can say like the bridge for your CCI security. So these are the I can say the class outline that we will be giving you for next 4 to 6 months. Although these patterns of the timing that I mentioned over there is not that much correctly been there, because in some time we will be expending more than 15 or 16, 17 hours in ASA only. So that is depending upon how the batch proceed and how you guys able to understand about the appliance. Can take longer time. These are just an outline, or you can say just a covered time that we plan to do that. But we will be offering you more than this. So we will be starting with ASA. Cisco introduced the first firewall, which is ASA, although this is currently not running or not in a running positions, or you can say migrating. So we are not, or as a customer, there are no more new deployment regarding this ASA. So the previous deployment that has been done is currently running or might be migrating to Cisco next generation firewall that we have firepower. So after that, we will be doing next generation firewall, secure firewall introduced by Cisco. And after that, we will have VPN sections that will be, as I said earlier, we will be, uh, spending almost more than 25 hours in VPN section. So this is not the uh, portion, or you can say this is not the routine, or we can say like this we are going. So I can cover ASA first, and after that I can go for VPN, or I can start the secure firewall. After that, ICE, because after that, uh, all those content of this Stealth Watch, Umbrella, ESA, WSA are the patterns that is not that much long. So I just want to cover, the syllabus of majorly concentrated on VPN, ASA, because if you understand ASA very efficiently, so it can be very easy for you guys to understand the secure firewall, because they are just add-on part. Some of the uh, features that are not supported there on ASA is supported on next generation firewall. So I'll try to cover both two sections in a one go. But as I said, this will be depending upon the batch speed, or depending on you guys, like how you will be grabbing topics. I'm not going too fast because I will be covering this from very much scratch. So this is done. Okay, so this is the course outline. So let's talk about the course outline in a detail. So these are the topic that we gonna cover in ASA. So uh, these are the outlines, standardized by Cisco in order to complete the ASA model. So we will be covering ASA overview and the history, and after that, the deployment pattern of ASA. Bootstrapping and basic ASA configuration is something, whenever you install ASA in your lab, what exactly things that are different from iOS. So I'm saying iOS, I'm just uh, mentioning the router and switches. Okay, so there are some little bit differentiation in configuration while we configure ASA, or you can say the CLI pattern of ASA. So we will discuss about that. And after that, ASA traffic flow. So the traffic flow in ASA is quite important to understand because whenever you going through a packet transferring from uh, one user to another, and if we have a firewall in between, we need to know what are the pattern that will be followed by ASA. And after that, we will talk about ASA routing and the NAT. So, NAT and ACL is a major important part while we are concentrating on ASA because these are the major factors that is depending upon uh, for by which we can manipulate our traffic flow. And after that, we have MPF, which is our modular policy framework. And there's a type of firewall which will be having transparent firewall. This is, important factor that we will be talking about once we started the course, like how we can treat our firewall is in a transparent mode. And after that, we have QoS, ASA, high availability, another important topic because whenever we talk about network security, there is a factor called availability. So we need to, as a network engineer, we need to make sure that the data that we are, transferring from one place to another should be available at any cost or on a pattern of 24 cross 7. So there is an important factor which is high availability. And then we're covering ASA clustering. So clustering is something like if we want to do uh, load balancing thing once we're deploying the ASA. So we'll talk about that. I'm not going into deep because this is introduction part. We're just talking about the syllabus, and after that, security context, another important topic. But yeah, we'll talk about this. We're gonna spend a pretty long time on security context. Okay, so after that, we have our next generation firewall. So yes, once you complete the ASA sections, this will be I'm not saying the easiest part, but yeah, that will be quite easy for you to understand how this generation firewall and making your job easy. So we will be doing the introduction overview, and after that we will talk about the deployment part. Similarly, like the traffic flow. See, as I mentioned, guys, once we are done with ASA, this section will be the easiest one because this is the GUI part that we are doing. But in ASA, we will be doing all those things in a CLI part. But yes, if I talk about the features, so the next generation firewalls nowadays, giving more features than ASA. And after that, we'll talk about network discovery, intuition policies, NAP, preprocessor. So, we will talk about the factors that are, important in order to deploy our next generation's firewall and the features that are not there in ASA. So we will be spending a good amount of time on this section too. And after that, another I can say giant module from Cisco, which is VPN. So this is the very important part. If we talk about the network data, so this is the section that we need to concentrate about. Although this is very interesting, gonna be a very interesting topic, or you can say the section. So here we will be starting from scratch. Like first, we'll start with the basic of cryptography. So the important factor is CIA, which is our integrity, availability. So there are many factors. First, we need to talk about that, and after that, we will understand how we're gonna achieve that. And after that, introduction of IPsec and PKI. So IPsec is another protocol while we're deploying the VPNs. And after that, types of VPN nodes. So site-to-site VPN. If you guys, currently working, you must be hearing that term, site-to-site VPNs. So the another type is Get VPN, Flex VPN, SSL VPN. So these are the types of VPN that we're gonna, talk about in detail from starting to scratch. And also the VPN load balancing and high availability thing also there. So these modules, ASA and VPNs are the pretty long modules. So I'll try to cover those modules in 25 hour or more, depending upon you guys. So that is on you how much efficiently you can understand all those factors that we talk about in this section. And then we have infrastructure security. This is a little section we have in which we talk about layer 2 threats and mitigation. And then we talk about NFP, which is our network foundation protection framework. And then secure management traffic, secure infra device images, and config files. So these are another important section. And now we have another important, which is WSA. So this is WSA and ESA is a section where we talk about a web server security appliance or email security appliance. So we're gonna cover this topic like AVC, outbound data security, AS and AV, content filters, and after that, here we come ICE. So Cisco ICE is, I think, quite new for you guys because these are uh, these appliance is widely deployed, but still there is less talk about this appliance, so we will be covering that. If you heard the term or if you know about this AAA authentication, authorization, and accounting, so we will be covering ICE as a AAA server that is introduced by Cisco. So in there, we talk about Radius, TechX Plus. These are the different protocol. We will be jumping into like why we use TechAS, why we use Radius, for which device we are using TACAX Plus and Radius. And then we'll talk about IEEE 802.1x. And after that, introduction overview. So, once we are starting any section, first we'll talk about why do we need that, which is very important. Like, although we have no multiple appliance in our market, so why we are using this? What problem does this appliance solving? And in ICE, we'll talk about the map, which is our MAC address bypass. And we will be doing both things for wired and wireless client via 82.1x. And ICE offering a great thing for guest access, ICE posturing, device profiling, BYOD. I know these terms are pretty new for you guys, but yes, once we start this section, we will talk about this. And last, ICE in SDA deployment. So this is something that is very important nowadays because SDA is covering all the LAN parts, as you know about the SD-WAN. So in opposite, we have SDA, which is covering for the LAN part. So we have integration between, or we can use ICE, or we are using ICE in SDA deployment. And after that, we have a small section of almost 5 to 7 hours, which is Stealth Watch. This is basically the replacement of our NetFlow, if you know about this. So we will be talking about NetFlow and deployment scenarios, NetFlow in Cisco iOS and iOS XE. So we'll talk about that. And after that, we have AMP4E introduction and overview. In there, we talk about licensing console and how we can manage the policies over there, and the most important things, you know the best practices in order to get that. And we'll talk about some of the major factors in cloud versus on-prem. This is quite trending nowadays, so we'll talk about that also. And after that, we have umbrella, little and sweet topic, or I can say sweet section from Cisco. But it's quite important once you go in production environment, customer majorly deploying umbrella. So we'll talk about why and what of DNS. Why do we need that? The DNS importance, umbrella introduction, and the use cases that uh, we are currently deploying nowadays in our customer environment. Okay, guys. So I guess we are done with the introduction part. So any of you having any doubt or any question, go ahead and ask me. Oh yes.
So, while writing, I am for the CCNP
Mhm.
security exam. So, do we need to write ASA exam also?
Well, a specific section of essay is not there, but once you are going for the concentration, or I can say the core exam, there is a there is a section where there is a questions comes from AS. I'm talking about a score, the core exam. So there is no concentration exam for ASA. But once if you are going for core examination, you need to know about ASA.
So ASA is I think outdated, right? Why still we need to or learn the ASA?
So ASA is currently, yes, you are right, outdated. But if you know, customer are still using ASA. So what we are doing in customer environment, we are just migrating from ASA to next generation's firewall. But sometimes customer I don't want to migrate to next generation firewall. If they are working with ASA very much fine, so they are not going for migration. They are still going for ASA. They are still using it because there are some features that are not supported by ASA, but almost everything, not almost I can say, but the as per the requirement of customers, ASAs are working fine nowadays also. Any other questions, guys?
I have a question around the certification.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm about the concentration exam. We have SNCF certification for firewall.
Mm-hmm.
Also have certifications for firewall like Palo Alto certifications. So what's the difference between the Palo Alto and this certification,
See,
SNCF?
gu- see, guys, when we are talking about firewall, so Cisco is a vendor who
Mhm.
provide a firewall, and after that we have different vendors in the market. So Palo Alto is one, Checkpoint is one, FortiGate is one. So we have different vendors who provide firewalls and the services. So all the base for firewall is same, but all the companies having different features that they just add on in their firewall and just selling in the market. So we have
Okay.
variety of firewall. So the base is same, the exact working pattern of all the firewall is same, but yes, the features of different vendors are different.
Okay. Thanks.
Hello,
Huh, you're going.
is the ICE is the module in Firepower or is it separate device?
It's a separate device. ICE is another giant appliance Cisco introduces far back, but it's a very interesting topic. So you're gonna love that, but it is a separate topic. Yeah, separate section.
Just one more question. I've completed a CCNA training.
Mhm.
So is it better to do Palo Alto, learn Palo Alto or Cisco Firepower? Because
See,
many says nowadays Firepower is the leading and top the
see
list.
that is depending upon your requirement. See, if you're working in a customer environment or the customer which using Cisco firewall nowadays, so you can go for this Cisco next generation firewall. And if your customer is using Palo Alto, you can go for Palo Alto. But as I said, all those firewalls are having same pattern of working. But yes, some features of Palo Altos are not there in Cisco next generation firewall, and some of the features of Cisco next generation firewall is not there in Palo Alto. But the working pattern is same. The work, I can say the base working pattern of all the firewalls are
Which one will have more opportunities in the market? Those who
same.
completed CCNA.
So you asking for you done with the CCNA certifications, right?
No, just completed training CCNA, not
Okay,
certificate.
and now you want to move into security, right? So if I suggest you, if you're just jumping into uh, CCNP or jumping into security part, you need to go to with CCNP security first, and after that you can concentrate on a vendor that is of your choice. Because in this security CCNP security pattern, we'll talk about why do we need, because if you understand about the firewall, you should have you must have the knowledge about VPN and all the different things that we are covering in this CCNP security program. So only learning firewall is not that much efficient, because you need to understand what exactly the factor that we are working upon while securing the network.
Question from my end.
Mhm.
So regarding this course, as we know that CCNP security consists of both the core exam and a specialization exam. So
Mhm.
will this course be sufficient in order to give us the second paper, that is the specialization exam?
Yes, exactly. See, that's why I am just covering each module one by one. So what we are doing, we will start ASA and we'll just cover it, the ASA section from basic to advanced. And after that, we'll start VPN section. We will be starting from very much basics and cover the advanced topic. So if you want to do the specialization in VPN, or you can say ICE or next generation firewall, once we are done with the module, you can go ahead. That are very much sufficient.
Okay, so we will cover everything for ASA from starting to end, then only start the firewall and then ASA followed by
Yes,
ASA.
exactly, because I don't want you guys to, get confused if I start ASA for 15 days and after that you want me to start the VPN. So that don't make sense. So that's why we'll start ASA first, and after that we'll complete it completely, and after that we'll start the another section.
Okay.
So, guys, one more thing I want to mention. See, I will be giving you the classes for 3 days, but what next 3 days I want from you to do the lab. See, in security, the lab is a major part to get hands-on and to know things better. See, there is very much less theory in security. If I talk about enterprise, the theory part are a bit more, but in security, the theory part is less, but the hands-on part is way more. So for you guys to do the regular practice to get upon like how you will be getting the cases in further when you're working, or how you will be deploying that particular appliance, that will be very useful for you. So do concentrate on the hands-on part. What about lab? So Sam, we will be giving you the lab. We're not talking about CCI lab here, but yes, the topology that I will be using in the lecture or in the class, we will give you the same topology and you can do the hands-on practice on those labs. Yes, so we will be providing you the same topology, or guys, from every start of the class, you guys enroll for this course. We will be keep 15 separate minutes just to discuss about the hands-on thing. If anybody got any issue, we'll discuss about that. If you want me to do that again, we can do that. So that is depending on you. That's why we will be doing this batch from 3 weeks in a 3 days in a week, so that you guys will be the more familiar one with the technologies that is introduced by Cisco regarding the security part. Pravesh, same here. Okay, I understand. Yes, that's why we are going for 3 days a week. Any other questions, guys? So I'm not covering anything today regarding the course thing, as I'm just introducing like what we're gonna cover. So if you are want any question, or if you have any doubt in the mind regarding the course, go ahead and ask. Okay, so guys, no other question. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.